Hello everybody, just JCO here, and today we have a new review. Today we are going to be reviewing the new DC Multiverse Justice League 2021 Superman. This is the black suit design and not the blue and red one. That was a Walmart exclusive. So here's the box itself. You can see the packaging and the art. For the accessories, the figure comes with a standard train card. Every figure comes with this type. As you can see, there's just a quick bio about the movie, about the sign itself. It also comes with the stand. It's a two-part, as you see. One's a basic stand to hold the figure, and there's a flight stand that comes attached to it. You can slide on as shown, and you can actually see it on the figure itself. Has a little clamp up here. You can easily open it. Useful. But let's move away from accessories and get to the actual figure now. Now here's the figure itself. As you can see, it's in its full detail here. Actually, I gotta say, just taking a glance like this, I really like all of the details in this figure. It's a pretty nice one. We're gonna get that more into a bit once we get to the actual sculpt segment. But here's just kind of a look of what you can see in total. Let's get into the sculpt of the actual figure. As you can see, just taking a look of the head. I don't know, it's not the worst Henry Cavill head sculpt, but I wouldn't call it a one-to-one likeness. You can just really tell that McFarlane doesn't have the technology. Just compare it to that figure in the actual picture of him. Yeah, they don't look that but it's passable, I guess, for a $20 figure. Either way, you got the hair itself. It's really only the face that's off, but the body, I really like the detail on here. As you can see, just looking at the crest, all of the figures have more of a scaly kind of look when you use them, and it really accentuated in this figure. You can tell everything just by looking a quick glance at it. Something else you can also tell, this goes on for the entire body, so it's really nice and noticeable, and it really kind of makes the figure stand out compared to some other ones. But you also have the wristlets and gauntlets you have on them. They have some nice little intricate details here. Everything's sculpted on here. That's one of the good things about McFarlane's figures. It has the trunks on here, the more rubbery ones. You can kind of tell because they're slightly different color than the rest of the figure. But that's kind of just all of them. And really, it's not too noticeable. But then you have finally the boots. They look pretty nice. I'm just gonna say the suit looks 100% movie accurate. And the cape, as you can see, it's more of a fly in the air type cape and less of a actual, posing cape. You can't get that many action poses probably with it, but it's definitely for some just good standing still flying. Well, that's the actual figure itself. It's time we get on to the articulation of it. Now for the articulation itself. The actual figure has a 360 head rotation, very basic for these kind of figures. It lifts up that high, which is pretty good, I guess. And low, yeah, you can't get that much out of it. But the actual arms, they rotate 360, which goes, yeah, it's kind of basic. It can go outwards about that high, which is pretty decent. It can go a little bit out exactly also. It's kind of the name of McFarlane's figures. It has a swivel. It's kind of tight though. You want to kind of loosen up the joints as you go. And it has a double jointed bend at the elbow, as you can see there. It goes pretty good. In the actual hand itself, you have a swivel, and you also have a hinge. Moving away from the arm, the actual torso itself has kind of a diaphragm joint. You can get a good bit of swivel out of it, side to side. It goes about back that far, and it goes about forward that far. Yeah, there barely is any waist swivel. It's not really there, so I wouldn't depend on that. But the actual legs themselves have you can go out about that far, which is pretty decent pose, especially with the rubber. That could be hindering a bit, but it kind of works pretty well. It can go back, basically zero, like the rubber and actual sculpt was going to stop that. Go outwards. He's not as posable actually in the legs compared to some McFarlane figures, but in the actual knees, they have double jointed bends, which can get some good articulation. And the foot, it swivels, hinges. It also has a bit. It also has some side pivot action. The figure also has a foot hinge, but you're gonna really need to like warm up the figure before using, because that took a lot of pressure just to get to work. So I would definitely suggest that you try to warm up. But let's move on to some actual pictures to see him in action. For the closing notes of the video, I have to say, for the price point and what you get, I feel like if you want Justice League, like Zack Snyder Justice League figures, this is probably the ones to get. They're the cheapest ones since I don't think Spin Master's gonna make any. Plus, at least Superman, just what I got, looks really good. The only thing that really brings it down is the head sculpt. I feel like there probably are some casts of Henry Cavill you could probably put on this dude, pay it up, and you could probably have a really sick looking Superman. That and its lack of accessories, like as a stand. But even the original Superman that came out in like the Superman 1000, at least that one still had air hands with it. So I feel like this one could have had to maybe like some heat vision effects or something. But this has been Justice Steel. If you like what you just saw, make sure to like and subscribe. I have a second channel called F to Play the Game. You should check that one out. And I have to say just at the end, please, thank you for all of your hard work. We finally reached 100 subscribers, which is a goal I've always wanted to do. So I thank every single one of you that's done that. So this is Just Jay Studio, signing out.